Hello everyone, it's been a while. I'm currently working on a game inspired by games like Diablo and Path of Exile. The theme right now is kind of all over the place, but I hope to have it take place in a sort of Lovecraftian Antarctica, which is going to be based on his story At the Mountains of Madness. And it's going to be a decently short game, maybe around like 15 to 30 minutes. But enough about that, let's just talk about what I've done so far. So the first thing was getting the character controller set up. One of the things that set Diablo and Path of Exile apart, in my mind at least, is kind of how the character moves, with the kind of top-down camera perspective, and then the point-and-click movement. So for the camera, I originally went with Cinemachine, but I had some issues. So I just went with a simple follow script with an offset instead. Now the movement can actually be divided into two parts. So you have the mouse click itself, and then you have the actual movement. So the mouse click is pretty easy to do with Unity's ray and raycast methods. All you have to do is plug in the mouse's position into a ray component, and then plug that ray component into the raycast starting position. Now, the movement is a tiny bit more complicated, but it's actually still pretty easy thanks to the NavMesh system. So the NavMesh has an agent, which is just essentially your player, which is able to tell that player where it can move. So say we want to get from point A to point B, right? This is easy enough to do with code, but what if there's like an obstacle in the way? Obviously we can go around that obstacle, we know that, we can see that, but if we use that script that says to go from point A to point B, it's going to go right through that obstacle, and we don't want that because, you know, it's an obstacle. So a NavMesh creates kind of this area where the player is allowed to walk, and it'll have holes around any obstacles. So we can use the agent component to move the player by taking the end position of that raycast from earlier and setting it as point B, and the agent will just automatically move, and it's really easy to use. Or is it? I'll get to that in a minute. So the next thing I worked on was just this crappy main menu, because I just discovered the new UI builder and I wanted to mess around with it, but it sucks. I'm not gonna show it. So I made a different main menu with Unity's regular UI system, and it also sucks, but you know, who cares right now? I don't really care. Next up was replacing the capsule I was using for the player model. So, you know, what else to do but go to Sketchfab, hit that good old downloadable button, look up, I don't know, Penguin, and oh look, a Club Penguin model. Now, this is epic. And look, I mean, it's even a little bit thick. Damn. After that, I worked on a couple of visual things. So the first was a walk animation. God, the walk animation. To put it shortly, and it just made some interesting bugs. But it was really annoying, and I couldn't like figure that out for a while. But yeah, it took me a while and kind of wanted to kill myself, you know? God, I hate my life. And finally, I wanted just this little visual indicator for where the mouse was clicked. So all I did was follow part of a tutorial by this one YouTuber. And then I just spawn it at the end destination of the raycast. So wherever you click. Oh, you know what I just said? Yeah, ignore all of that. I got rid of it. I didn't really like it. So... And that's all I've really done so far. It's not a lot. I've been in the hospital for the past 2 months. So I I really just wanted to work on something and get a video out. Not sure how many videos I'll do on this one. At the time of recording this, I've actually made a lot of progress. So it's gonna be at least 2 more videos, I guess, but I'll do some until I finish it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.